Hello, everybody, and welcome to our third Hot Topics in the estate. So I've got a couple of colleagues here with me today. Would you like to introduce yourself, Kelly?
Yeah, hello. I'm Kelly. I'm an estate advisor here in the estates team. There are 5 of us in total, and we we inspect all of the estates and communal areas, looking for anything that needs to be reported, any kind of fly tipping, vehicles, grounds maintenance, cleaning, that sort of thing.
Lovely, thank you. And over to you, Kani.
Hi there, guys. My name's Kani. I'm a fire safety compliance officer. So what I do, I look after and make sure that everyone who lives in our properties are safe and well. Also, I do the same, a similar role to Kelly, making sure all the communal spaces are clear, and no one's gonna fall over which I doubt, if there was a fire. So over to you, Carl.
Marvellous, thank you. So what we thought would be really good to talk to you all about as we enter spring is how we can start to think about ourselves and yourselves collaboratively, nature, what we can do to mitigate climate change and our carbon footprint effectively. So at the moment, you may have noticed that the days are getting longer, thank the Lord. But what we have seen is seasonal change. So we're certainly experiencing longer summers, and you would have noticed that the grass is still growing. So we've come up with a couple of initiatives which we want to get your thoughts on, and hopefully hear from you around some ideas that you've got. So if we start using nature as a focus, I think Kelly's got some ideas. Kelly, do you want to talk about what we're doing differently with nature, or what you're seeing out and about on the estates?
Yeah, so something that the National Trust is kind of highlighting at the moment is Nomo May. So this is a really good way to bring in more wildlife into your garden. Let your grass grow for the whole of May, and you will see a lot more different flowers, a lot more different insects in your garden. The bees will be there for a lot longer, and they produce a lot of pollen. And they're also suggesting that you make a scare mow. So like a scarecrow, but a scare mow. And this is a really great thing that you can do with your children, to make the scare mow, put it up in the garden, and let your grass grow throughout May.
Sounds marvellous, and I guess that actually we could probably use the same initiative across our estate. So you're probably all aware that we come out throughout the summer months and we cut all the grass, unless it's meadow grass. But there is, where we've got banks, we're trying to introduce more wildflowers, and they're perennials as well. So it saves you as the customer on your service charges effectively, because we're not coming out and cutting it all year round. So if you know of any areas of grass on your estate where you think actually, this would look nice as wildflower, or why do Curo cut it as much, do let us know, because we're up for not cutting it effectively. And certainly with climate change and with seasons being longer, we need to take a different approach, because at the moment we used to cut the grass just over for the months of March to October, whereas now we probably have to start cutting it from February to November. So to keep costs down, if we start thinking about cutting less but for longer periods of time, that in turn will keep your service charges down. So over to you, Kani. So if we were to talk about carbon footprint, I mean, you've mentioned that you're both out and about, looking at the issues that you find on the estate. Talk to us about some of the pain points or some top tips that you've got for our customers to kind of mitigate our carbon footprints.
I mean, some of the pain points are right at the moment. How we look at recycling, and are we doing enough to recycle within our household? So mainly is about knowledge, all right, and knowing what goes where and what items go into which boxes. But I mean, look, we're about all the time. So if people have concerns, they can approach. We're very extremely approachable, so people can come out and ask questions. Also, we will knock on doors and give advice where necessary, where what it should be done. So you know, for example, if people have got furniture which is going out, you know, people can, you know, use free cycle, or there are different. Facebook is another a way of recycling things.
Sorry, what's recycle? It's a website, is it?
Yes, it's a website where people go on and stick their items on. Like, let's say I've got my children's wardrobe, what needs to be discarded, instead of leaving it outside, where it becomes a fire hazard, or, you know, there's always someone out there who needs it. So I'd rather someone can use it than you know, then it goes to landfill or something like that, really, Carl. So, you know, and also, you know, if people are having difficulties of getting something removed, just see us, and we'll give you some advice and point you to the right direction, or we'll try and help you out.
Yeah, I think that's really sound advice. Thanks, Kani. And, you know, all of your local authorities will be able to support you. They potentially could offer you some more support and guidance, additional recycling facilities as well. You know, our local authorities are trying to mitigate waste as much as we are as well. So I guess, what, you know, as we look at our carbon footprint and climate change, what other ideas, what other top tips would you have to either one of you for our customers? If you know, what guidance would you give?
I would say, when you're getting rid of items that you no longer want, or you're thinking about kind of updating your decor, and you've decided that, you know, a piece of furniture doesn't match the rest of your room anymore, one of the great ways is to upcycle. It's something I actually do a lot myself, and you can get so many amazing tips online or by watching YouTube videos. And you'll be surprised that you can pick up items in the pound shop which will transform your piece of furniture and make it look completely different. So that's a really good way.
It's even, Kelly, it's even enjoyable doing it with the children, having some fun time with the children. So if you've got a little shelf that needs to be repainted or redone, you know, getting the children, as it's going into the children's room, letting them have a go and letting them have fun, enjoy it, you know.
Yeah, we would love to see everyone, if you do decide to do some upcycling, please send it through to us. We'd love to see it.
Yes.
That's a great idea. We could almost have an upcycling competition.
Yeah.
Other top tips, I guess, around energy. How can people use less energy? All the standard stuff, really. Like in our communal areas, quite often we'll go in, you know, the lights are on, or sometimes the heating might be on. So if you find fault in your communal areas, do let us know and report them through, because we'd rather you know, get those resolved. So A, they're not using too much energy, and B, it'll also keep your costs down. So talk to us. Any other top tips before we close, people?
Carl, I think that people should start getting to know their neighbours a bit more. All right, and this way, by getting to know your neighbour, you know, there's a lot more. It becomes like almost a little community where you're interested in looking after your communal space, and you're interested in maybe sitting in the garden, because we've got amazing gardens around us where we can all sit down in the summer as the summer's coming, and having a barbecue and getting to know the neighbours, and letting the kids play with each other and enjoy each other, you know.
Getting out and about.
By that way, it keeps the community, or keeps the area a bit more cleaner and recyclable, you know.
Absolutely. And I think that, you know, we're in month 11, I believe, of lockdown, so I'm sure you're all feeling the fatigue as much as I am. That's great. Thanks, guys. So yeah, you as the customer, if you could let us know your top tips on how we can support nature, mitigate our carbon footprint, and any other ways to reduce climate change, please do get in touch, and we'll look forward to working with you on those ideas. So that's it from us on the estate. Have a good day.